All right, good morning, guys. Today is Friday, July 25th. It's the last trading day of the week. We have market open in about 1 minute. So currently the EMAs are bearish, so probably looking at a push to the downside on market open. But given that it's Friday, on Friday you just expect the opposite of what is likely to happen, but looks like we might push to the downside on market open. So we'll see. So market open, we are below all these EMAs, so I would expect a sell on market open. We have a trend to the upside here. But yeah, so on market open, I would expect probably a push to the downside. But for me personally, I'm just focusing on the rejection scalps and not too much on the market open direction. So we don't have any EMA entry. Let's see if we get an SAR entry, but currently where we are, let's see, if we turn on, all right. So if we close above this 15-minute EMA, if price pushes up and closes above the 15-minute EMA, we can possibly get a buy on US30, but we have 14 minutes before that. So this week has been all over the place. Yesterday I had another win in the afternoon. Um, what is it called? Let's see. Um, So yesterday we were at break even. We had one win, one loss. My 10-point entry that I took. Okay, so wait just a quick second. Okay, so we have a 15-minute SAR, but it's not in a zone of supply or demand, right? So the closest ones that I'll take, you see those ones at the bottom there where the green is? So the hourly and the 4 hour. Um, So the hourly and the 4 hour, this ones right here are the ones I would be looking to take. So 719 minus 10 is 709.1. So in any case, I would rather take the 4 hour at 700.4. So somewhere here. Yeah, if only we had like a good, we had a demand zone there, we would have taken that 15-minute entry. Yeah, which would have been at the bottom of this push-up. But anyway, it is what it is. Let's see if price can come back down to maybe. So I'm looking to take a buy right here on US30 for the SAR. That's the only valid buy that I can see. So there we go. We've also tested the Friday pre-market low, which is today's pre-market low. I think we've just tested it. Okay, so let's see. So the pre-market low, 730, 720.7. So the 10-point threshold would be at 720.7. Again, I don't take the pre-market low and pre-market highs on any of my accounts, but for the pre-market highs and lows, you'd expect this is the 10-point threshold right here. That's the 10-point threshold. But we've already formed a crossover buy, so that the pre-market low entry is invalidated because price should have come here first before forming this crossover buy, which is that green X. So the pre-market If we look at the pre-market low right here, today's pre-market low, the 10-point threshold would have been 720.5, but price only got to 723.3. So it's invalid. I still expect US30 to come back down further to this 4 hours. So for me, I'm looking to buy US30 here at 700.4, 700.4, because that's where we have our optimal SAR, which is, I believe, the 4 hour SAR. So those are my three trades for the three models. Again, I can put our models right here for what we're looking for. So this is what I'm looking for there. Um, yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, so yesterday, for the 10-point threshold, the one that I was in before market or before I ended the live session, excuse me, price reversed and got stopped out, and then price came back down to where the full TP would be. But in the afternoon, I got one win. So yesterday on the threshold or model one account, I had 6,000 in profit, which got me back from the previous day's loss of 6,000. And then for the week, I ended up with, so far for the week for that Model 1 account, I'm up about $4,000. For the other accounts, the structure change and trend change, again, this has been my worst week ever with the structure change, currently down 8,000 for the week. And the structure change is our Model 3, which is what we use for our live trades. So anyway, down 8,000 for the week. And then the trend change on Model 2, down 5,000 for the week. So for Model 2 and Model 3 trades, this week has been pretty terrible. But hopefully all that we can get that back next week, because probably today, I'm not sure we'll get too many entries. Um, let's see. All right. So price is pushing up pretty heavy. We might get an SAR somewhere here. So we already had a 15-minute and a 30-minute, but they had been retested. So we might get a newer SAR somewhere here. Also, if we close in the next 8 minutes, if we close above this EMAs, we might get some EMA entries. We've already taken off the demand at the 15 minutes, so we'll see if even when this candle closes, we'll see whether there are any EMAs that are worth taking. So maybe the 15-minute or the 30-minute. And if we break past here, we will most likely form another EMA. I'm sorry, we'll most likely form another SAR. So if we keep pushing up from here, we will most likely form an SAR. Let's see, where is today's pre-market high? Today's pre-market high. I'm going up there. All right. So in the next 3 minutes, the only valid EMA trade here would be the 30-minute EMA. So you see this 30-minute EMA one. In the 30-minute time frame, so here, of course, you can see it, but in the 30-minute time frame, there is a demand zone there. So in the next 3 minutes, actually, wait, since this is a 30-minute candle, we need to wait 18 minutes, so never mind. Okay, my bad. There is no entry there because that's a 30-minute candle. Yeah, so actually, never mind. We would have to wait more time there. So you can see how US30 is playing out, right? Faking out. So pushing to the upside, reversing, pushing to the downside, reversing. So for me, my the entry I would prefer to take is these SARs that are down here because we have an hourly, we have a 4 hour, and then also have an hourly bullish order block right there. We have a couple of SARs down here. We have this daily at the bottom there. We have another 4 hour at the bottom there. So there are a bunch of entries. I think I would rather US30 to sell and then reverse from any of these areas right here. So we have one, two, three, four potential areas of buys. So since these two up here are close to each other, I would rather just take it in one trade. So I would rather, instead of taking the hourly sell, I would rather take the 4 hour sell that's right here. And by 4 hour sell, I mean 4 hour sell SAR. So I would rather take a buy at this SAR that's right here. Also, watch out for this 15-minute EMA right here because if price closes, we have 1 minute to go. If price closes above this 15-minute EMA, it is possible that this area will be established as a demand zone and the trade will happen so fast. So if this candle closes above that 15-minute EMA, it is very likely that this will be a demand zone and we'll be looking to take a buy at this 15-minute EMA, which would be at 44,760. So in the next 30 seconds, let's see where this candle closes. I have a feeling it will close above that 15-minute EMA. So if it closes above the 15-minute EMA and we have a demand zone there and price shoots down, I'm looking to take a buy at 44,760. So again, it's something that will happen pretty fast, but we have to establish a green zone here. So it looks like we're closing above. Okay, we've closed above that 15-minute EMA. However, we don't have a demand zone, so never mind. So there's nothing to take there. So the best case scenario here is to wait for this 30-minute EMA in another 15 or so minutes. So currently on US30, we are just in a big range. That's right here. So that's the range that we're in. So for EMA wise, the only way we might get an EMA is an EMA entry is if price closes above some of these EMAs in the next 15 minutes. Again, my first buy is at 44,700, so that's the threshold buy. So that's the model one buy. So I will move this ones right here. So remember, today we have opportunities to take 4 buys. So spread your risk accordingly. And depending on, your stats for the week. You can use lower risk. But for me, we have four, one, two, three, four buy areas. So for me, instead of taking four buys, I'll be looking to take three buys. So one at the 4 hour sell SAR, one at the daily buy SAR, and last but not least, worst case scenario, one at the 4 hour buy SAR right here. So remember, on market open, I did say my sentiment for US30 was bearish on market open because we are literally, or we were below the 4 hour EMA, 15-minute EMA, hourly, 30-minute, and we also below the 15-minute EMA. So it does take a lot of buying pressure to break all these EMAs. So you can see they've tried to break them, but they're not really closing above them. And some of these are high time frame EMAs, so it would take hours, like for example, the 4 hour one would take the next 4 hours to break and close above. So mm, I'm still bearish on US30, but I'm looking to take buys on it with the rejection scalps. Mm, yeah. Okay, so there we go. So we are coming to our SARs. So where are our SARs? The first one, which I'm not taking, is at 44,718. 719. The other one is at 44,710. So they're pretty close to each other, right? So here we go, 710. And I have my finger on the trigger on my 10-point account. So as soon as we reach here, I'm taking my 10-point entry. Let's see, 719. This one was just, so remember yesterday when we were talking about DAX movements are similar to US30. So I was just looking at DAX earlier this morning as well. But the time period for DAX would have been over because DAX, you're looking to trade it between 3 a.m. to 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time and 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. So right now DAX is about to close. I think DAX closes at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, if I'm not wrong, or 11:30 a.m., one of those two. So DAX is almost closing because it's the German version of US30 and it does move similar to US30. Well, it respects the SARs and EMAs similar to US30. Um, yeah, but it's also another instrument to trade for those of you who are awake that early on the eastern side. All right, so the hourly sell, the first SAR was invalidated because we didn't come 10 points below 719, which is good because I wasn't even looking to take it. And then for me, definitely the first trade entry I want is this 4 hour SAR that's right here. So if we can push below there, the only thing holding it back is this hourly bullish EMA, which is good, because if price drops below here, like I was expecting this hourly bullish EMA to push price up. Once we do get below this 4 hour EMA, I'm sorry, this 4 hour SAR, but on the other hand, it's also acting as um, a roadblock for price to come back down lower. Also, like looking at where price is at, if you can see, we do have this 30-minute EMA 2 right here, which is also in a demand zone. So we still have, actually we have four other trade setups. So 692.1, 682.1. So there is an EMA buy that's right here. So this one is a bit tricky because it does line up 1, 2, 3, 4. So again, we have 4 trade setups. So we have 1, 2, 3 SAR buys. This 4 hour, this daily, this 4 hour again down here. And then we have one EMA setup that's right here, this 30 minutes. So again, we have 4 trade setups, and we'll see if we get them. We have what, 6 minutes left. We also have a potential sell right here if in the next 15, actually no, because if price closes below this 15-minute EMA, yes, it would be a sell. However, you can see we have a 30-minute bullish order block that's 20% of our stop loss. So I wouldn't even look to take a sell at this 15-minute EMA because this order block right here is too close. So you don't want to take a trade if there's an opposing order block to the direction of your trade, because that order block can just be used to go to your stop loss. So that automatically invalidates the 15-minute potential sell that I was looking at. So we'll just keep waiting. Hopefully US30 flashes from where it is. If not, then we might not get any trades during the session today. All right, let's see what we have here. I think US30 will flash down here. It might be a quick dump. Even this first trade is a little tricky given how many levels we have below there, but let's see. So this one is at 710, 710, 710. So our SAR has been tested. So right now I don't need a crossover. So if I get a crossover, I'm not taking this trade. So if I get a green X, I'm not taking that trade because our SAR is here. That's where our SAR is. So our SAR has already been tested. And if you look at the model one instructions, wait for price to get 10 points. 10 points from, so this should be from uh uh 10 points. Okay, wait, give me a second. So we're about to get that trade. So it's the okay, so I am entering, let's see. Okay. So I am in the 10-point entry right there. It's a bit tricky. We have a 30-minute EMA here, so this 10-point might be a little tricky. So model one is in. And again, for you guys, I do recommend just waiting for model two or model three, right? And we normally use model three to measure our stats. And I know we are almost at the 30. So we are also at the 30-minute EMA, 691. Okay. So let's see. If I get, I'm still in that trade. If I get stopped out of the 10-point here, so we know we already tested the 30-minute EMA, right? So let's see here. And we've already hit the 10-point entry on the 30-minute EMA as well. Okay, so here what I will do is, that's the 10-point entry. What I did here, give me 1 second. I also entered the 10-point entry of the EMA. I'm still waiting on model 2 and model 3 to line up. Let's see which comes first. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. So the 10-point EMA entry was down there, which I'm in. There it goes. Let's see. Okay. I'm in the 5-second entry, which is model 3, and I am also in the model 2 entry. So keep in mind, price may still come down further because we have two other SARs that are down there. Let's see. So we have other SARs that are down here. So we have this daily. So we did say keep an eye out once you see price is, let me see. Again, today might be a day where we have like 52. All right. Let's see. Add alert here. All right. 62, 52, 62.9, 52.9. Let's see. Give me a second here. All right. All right. So that one was taken out again. Let's see. All right. So we have a 10-point entry of the daily again. Today I did say it's one of those days we'll probably, so I'm in the 10-point entry of the daily. So remember, we have 4 zones right here. Personally, I'm taking all trades. Here it is. Okay, so I'm in the 5-second entry and I am in the So the 5 second entry is here. So currently we've taken one loss on the 5 second entry, which is model 3. And also I am in the model 2 entry, which is the trend change. So remember, for every account, I take three trade. I'm sorry, for every setup, I take three trades. I take model 1, model 2, and model 3. It gets tricky once you have three, once you have multiple levels. So we had the 4 hour sell, we had the 30-minute EMA 2, we had the daily, and then we have one more right here. So personally, the trade that I'm in is this one, this three trades right here. And let's see. So currently we are down minus 0.75% because of that one loss we took up there. Let's see if we can hopefully get back to break even somewhere here. Let's see. Push, push. Yep. So I think I'll just get back to break even for the day. Let's see. So the first loss we took was on the 4 hour sell entry here, 709, 710. So I think this one, and full TP on the, let me see. Let me see if it actually hit TP before it starts doing what it's doing here. So full TP on the 1:1 risk to reward. I'm still in the 10 point and I am still in the I'm still in model 1 and model 2, but model 3 just hit full TP here. So remember, model 3 you enter when you see the crossover, so the green X or the red X. Today, unfortunately, right, we just have too many trade entries, so it does get pretty tricky to follow all these trades at the same time. So, but currently I'm only in model 2 and model 3 because, no, model 2 and model 1 because model 3 already hit TP right here. And let's see if model 1 and model 2 will survive this trade setup. See, let me take, first one was at 44,688. So this is the first one that got stopped out here. I still think US30 will keep in mind my initial bias for US30 was bearish. We were below like all those EMAs. And we do have this 4 hour SAR that's right there. So price might be going for that one. But hopefully it gets us back to break even before it goes down there. So this one was an SAR rejection. SAR rejection scalps. So that's the first one that got taken out at stop loss. Let's see. Yeah, this week has honestly been all over the place. Right, let's see if this can hit. So I'm still in those. I feel like holding this for longer. I feel like this can be a 100-point move. Um, I think anyway, I'm out of both trades actually. So I'm out of model 2. I'm out of all trades. No, I'm out of model 1. For some reason, I'm still in the model 2 trade. So I'm back to break even on this account, but I feel like this can be a bigger move for like 100 points. So I'm only in the model 2 trade. So the 1:2 risk to reward hit full TP because I re-entered it right here. So if you do the math, right, here's the daily SAR. So what's 10 points away from it? 63 minus 10, 53. So 53 right there. So that's where I entered. For me, I had an earlier entry here at 50, and I'm out of that trade as well. Let me see. Model 2 is almost at TP. Yep, full TP on it as well. So for the Model 2 account, I'm actually up 1,000 because Model 2 account, I go for a 1:1.5 risk to reward. So I lost one trade, but I won the other trade. So I'm up actually 943 on the Model 2 account. The Model 1 account, I'm back to break even because I took two losses. So I took the first, and you see how US30 is pushing up. I took the first loss at the 4-hour sell. It hit stop loss. I took another loss when I entered because I knew we also had the 30-minute EMA too. I took that loss as well. Keep in mind for me, I capped my losses at three back-to-back losses. But then I also knew that we were coming to this daily buy right here. So I took the trade here. It's a 1:2 trade. I made 4K on it, and I got back the 4K that I lost. And yeah, so I'm back to break even. So for today here, just a break even day. So let me recap this. So anytime, and I've gone over this, anytime you see a bunch of areas at the same place, either make sure you separate your risk or wait, did I take a screen grab of that? Give me a second. Yeah, I think I did. So today, how many trade setups did we have? One for a buy. One, two, three, four, five. So even for me who risks 1% per trade, I cannot afford to lose five back-to-back trades in a row. So I have to pick my best three trades. So that's why initially I said I wasn't going to take the buy here at the hourly entry. So my first buy was going to be at this 4-hour SAR. My second trade was going to be at the daily SAR, and my third trade was going to be at the 4-hour SAR right here. I did see that this daily was close by to this 30-minute EMA right here. So eventually still I ended up with four ideal trades, but I ended up taking three trades. But yeah, so on two accounts, I'm back to break even. On one account, I'm up 1,000 for the day or 943 for the day. Yeah, so it always gets tricky once we have a bunch of levels at the same area. It does get tricky, and especially right now when I'm entering three separate trades on each account. So it will always be pretty quick. So, and again, see how I was saying, I think this is a trade we should have held for like 100 points, because if you did see like how price was moving here, and we know that we had a bullish order block somewhere up there. We had a 30-minute EMA, and then we had like three SARs. So this is actually but price ended up hitting my TP before I could move my stop loss, manually move my stop loss. But yeah, this is a trade we could have held for like for like 10, 100 points. But anyway, it is what it is. But anyway, so for you guys, the most secure trade, because again, these trades I'll be entering them so fast in some cases. So if I'm looking for buys, all you're looking for, depending on what level of risk you want to take, what you're looking for is for this green X. That's the safest trade setups, which is the Model 3, which is the structure change. This week, unfortunately, has been the worst performing week on the structure change entry and now I'm back to break even on this account. So technically, right, so far I'm down 8,000 for the week. But if you look back the previous months when I started trading the Model 3 for the SAR entries, you can see each week averages about 10K. So the previous worst performing day was or worst performing week was at $6,000 loss week. But after that, you can see 13,000, 7,000, 11,000, 3,000, 11,000, another $8,000 week, 4,000, 4,000, $16,000. And most of these trades we took on the live session, $14,000, 2,000, 8,000, $9,000, $4,000 last week. So if in order for you not to get confused, just forget about Model 1, forget about Model 2, unless you understand when I'm taking them. I normally say I'm entering, I normally say I'm entering. But if that still confuses you, if I'm looking for a sell, wait for this red X to show up and enter your sell right there, because that's where Um, Let me see. So if I'm looking for a sell, wait for this red X to show up on my screen and enter there. If I'm looking for a buy, wait for this green X to show up and enter there. Um, if you find entering three trades at the same time is overwhelming. But anyway, let me make sure that my trades copied on all of my accounts. Yeah, but this is a trade we could have rode up for 100 points. But based off of where we are, and DAX is still pushing up. Based off of where we are, we have this 15-minute EMA sell entry, 48.68, but the EMA is close to this bullish order block, so I wouldn't even take that one because it's still there. Um, this one, TP on that. That's overview. So I don't know if anybody was able to increase their take profit to 100 points, but yeah, this would have been, so it's a nice ride. Yep, and the 10 points TP would have, I'm sorry, the 100 points TP would have just gotten hit right now. Up there. So we are retesting the 15-minute EMA that I was talking about. I wouldn't take a sell here because you can see the 15-minute EMA is literally next to the 15-minute bullish high. I forgot to take a screen grab of this 44,668. 44,668. This was that one win we had. So let's see if we can get another trade for the day. So it's 10:20. See. What am I thinking? Here, the only possible trade we can get is, I don't even know. So looking at what price is doing right now, 760. Uh, we can see this big wick, right? So where's this big wick rejecting from? We know it's rejected off of a 30-minute EMA 2. It also came here and rejected off of this daily SAR. And it also closed above the hourly bullish low. So typically, we'd expect US30 to push up from here. Now, it's a Friday, so on Friday, even technicals, sometimes the technicals don't even hold. But in theory, we would expect US30 to push up from here, especially if we come in here, because there's so much confluences for US30 pushing up. The reason for that is if we come up here and end up closing above this EMAs and tap into this 30-minute and hourly order blocks, it would give US30 a big amount of or a good amount of confluences to push up. Now, given that it's Friday, probably that may not happen. Price may just reverse back and keep pushing to the downside. And then maybe on Monday, we would get that push to the upside. So it's even good if price wants to come back down from where it is right now. We already know that we have one SAR level that hasn't been tested. So this 4-hour SAR level, which would be a good area to take a buy on US30. So in any case, I wouldn't want US30 to push up just as of yet, because unless we break this week to the upside here, any cells that form between 810, between 44,810 and 44,760 would be automatically invalid because of the bullish order blocks, right? So I wouldn't want to take any cells where we have bullish order blocks. So in any case, I would want US30 to push back to the downside and possibly come back down to this 4-hour SAR that's all the way down here, and then probably take a buy there. And if it does do that, I think that trade I'll hold for 100 points as opposed to just the regular scalp. So we'll see. If US30 comes back down here, what I would expect is here and then push all the way back up. So this would be a good trade to hold for like 100 points based off of just that analysis alone, because we already see that we have strong buyers that are sitting here and price is rejecting off of this SAR, ZMAs, and closing above bullish order blocks. Okay, so here's another one. So this 15-minute candle closes in 3 minutes. So in 3 minutes, it is possible that this supply zone might switch to a demand zone and possibly get a 15-minute EMA buy. But we need that supply zone to become a demand zone in 3 minutes. So we need this red zone. And this would be a nice buy on the 15-minute EMA because guess what? We do have that 15-minute bullish order block. And given the buy side confirmations here, like this would be the expectation. But we need this supply zone that's here to become a demand zone next to this 15-minute EMA. All right, so we didn't close above that 15-minute EMA, and it's still in a supply zone. Yeah, honestly, I don't think we'll get anything else today. So we have 30 minutes, but volume is already dying down. Uh, um, mm, we have a 15. What was established? We have a. I don't know which one is which. Let's see. We've excuse me. We have a 15-minute SAR that has been established. However, if you look at where it has been established at, it's literally next to a bullish order block. So I wouldn't take the sell around this area. Um, so again, as I said earlier, for me to take sells, price has to break and close. I'm sorry, price has to break past 44,810. Any sells here are risky because we are in a bullish environment. So we just have all this bullish order blocks. Price has rejected off of a daily SAR down here for our SAR, hourly SAR, and we are about to close above some of these EMAs. So I wouldn't be looking to take a sell in this area unless we break past 44,810. There is a 30-minute as well here. However, if we see the distance between this 30-minute, no, the order block, this bullish order block is still like 50% of the take profit. So it's not a trade I would look to take for this 30 minutes. We do have a bearish order block, but the bearish order block is a 15-minute. This hourly bullish order block supersedes the lower time frame bearish order blocks. So in any case, I think US30 will push or break out from here any moment. And the closest SAR is all the way here at 44,930. So it's like 100 points away. So I don't even think well, unless something major happens, I don't think we'll be able to push there heavily before the live session is over. The other one we might get is an EMA buy, but we'll see how this 15-minute candle closes. All right, so we have closed above 15-minute EMAs 2 and 1. So this is actually, let me see, is this demand? We have an area of demand from, we have an area of demand from 44,768 downwards. Yeah. So for rejection scalps, we don't care about overlapping of zones. So this would be a good buy if, and this is possible, right? Because if we are going to be stuck in a range on US30 today, and actually here's the other thing, if you look at it on a bigger scale, and let me go to this. So remember, mm, oh wait, we have an hourly buy. Give me one moment. Okay, let me see. I might take this 823, so 834. Let's see. How far is it from our bullish EMA? May take this sell. Okay, so I will take this hourly. I will take this hourly, sell if if we don't get a crossover, it is a tricky one. If we don't get a crossover sell, I will take this hourly right here, but I think we will get a crossover sell. We are far away from the we're far away from the bullish order block. I want price to push back up. I don't want price because if price pushes down, we are going to get a crossover sell. Let's see, let's see. Again, this will happen pretty fast. So this is an hourly SAR that's right here. So we've already tested it. So we are only waiting for the 10-point threshold to be met, which I think we will meet it. Again, it's a tricky trade because we are breaking out of a range. So this might be tricky. But I'll still take it. We are far away from the so there goes the red X. I don't want anyway. So trade invalidated because we have formed. So model one, wait for price to get 10 points past an SAR or EMA or pre-market high or low. If price reaches any of the levels above and gives a structure change on the 5 seconds, so gives a crossover buy or sell on the 5 second time frame, that setup is invalidated. You want the structure change to happen after the 10-point threshold is reached. So unfortunately here, I just go ahead and delete this, but this would it does look like a good trade setup, or it did look like a good trade setup. But anyway, what I was talking about here, if you look at the larger if you look on the wider time frame, you can see this is accumulation, manipulation, back into the range. So what do we expect? At some point, distribution out of the range, right? So kind of lines up with what I was talking about. We have a lot of confluences for buys, but we can get back into the range to pick up liquidity, right? So one area of getting back into the range would be maybe this 15-minute EMAs 1 and 2 right here. So maybe price comes back into the range, rejects off of this EMA 1 and 2, and that order block and pushes up. We do have a demand zone here. You see that demand zone? So I would be looking to take a buy, but I need US30 to come back down from here in order for us to possibly take a buy at this 15-minute EMA2 and EMA1. We have 11 minutes before the morning trading session is over. So hopefully US30 can get back down there and give us a trade setup. Here. So let's see. So we are 822. So we just need a 40-point drop, which is possible for US30. And I think that would be a good area for buys on US30. DAX is still going. I had marked this up based off of this candle. I think it's called a doji or something. This candle with a big wick from the bottom that rejected off of a 30-minute order block. So that's what I was marking up earlier, or that's what I was following on DAX. So we want US30 to come back here in order to buy. And as well, this one as well, I may hold for 100 points. We'll see. All right. So again, price is coming back down. We have 9 minutes. So price has to reach our 15-minute EMAs in 9 minutes. All right. That will be it for today's session. So we have 4 minutes left. So I don't expect anything major to come up from where price is at. So this week has just been, so overall, minus 1.5% on our official trades. Hasn't been the best week. So hopefully, after weeks like this, the following weeks are normally good. So hopefully next week we can get back the losses we had this week and even more. But other than that, hoping you guys have a good rest of your week. Um, yeah, so we have 2 minutes left. I don't see too much. Let me see. Our EMAs are here, 78. Maybe we might get it. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if it gets here in 2 minutes. But this has to happen before 11 a.m. in order for me to take this buys. So of course, this would be, I'll target EMA 1 at 44,770. So the buy would be at 44,760. So literally where this order block is, that's where the threshold or model 1 entry would be. But so we have a minute and a half remaining. All right, so 1 minute remaining. So we have to get, in 1 minute, we have to get price to push down to 44,760, which is, or 30 seconds, which I don't think will happen. But yeah, but anyway, so this is the pattern I'm expecting. For me on Fridays, I finish trading. I only trade the morning session. I don't even trade the afternoon session. So that will be it. Yeah, so that will be it for today. So 9 seconds. So nothing's gonna happen in 9 seconds. Yeah, but anyway, other than that, I will see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend.